Subscribe for continuous learning.
Ready to learn about the various types of fractions? Let's jump in. From our video on what is fraction, we know that fractions talk about broken things or pieces. For example, if I break a full chocolate, pizza, circle, rectangle, or anything else into 6 equal pieces and then take 2 pieces, then I am taking 2 by 6 of the full thing. The bottom of the fraction tells us the number of equal pieces we have divided the whole thing into. And the top of the fraction tells us how many pieces out of those we are talking about.
Okay, teacher. So, if I break a rectangle into 6 pieces and take 1 piece, I am taking 1 by 6. If I take 5 pieces, I am taking 5 by 6. I get that. But what if I take all the 6 pieces? Or even more, like 7 pieces?
Very good question. When you take 2 pieces, that means 2 by 6, you are not taking the entire rectangle. There are still 4 pieces left. But when you take all 6 pieces, you take the full thing. In other words, you are taking 1 rectangle.
Hold on, please. That means 6 by 6 is a fraction which equals to 1?
You got it right.
Okay, and what about 7 by 6? That means we are taking 7 pieces of the rectangle, but the rectangle is divided in only 6 pieces, right? How can we take 7 pieces?
That's right. You cannot get 7 pieces from 1 rectangle. In this case, after you take all the 6 pieces of the first rectangle, you have to borrow 1 more piece from a second rectangle, which is also divided into 6 pieces.
So that means 7 by 6 is more than 1, right? If we add 1 full rectangle and 1 by 6 of a rectangle, then we get 7 by 6.
Exactly. That's why we also write 7 by 6 like this and call it 1 and 1 by 6 or 1 and 1/6.
I got it, teacher. But I have a confusion. Will the bottom or denominator still remain 6? Won't it become 12? Because now we are borrowing from a second rectangle, which is also divided into 6 pieces.
Good that you asked. A denominator, or bottom of the fraction, always tells us how many equal pieces we are dividing 1 full thing into, not 2 or 3. In this case, even if you have to borrow from other rectangles, still each of the rectangle is divided into 6 pieces only. That did not change. So, the bottom of the fraction will not change.
Okay, now it is clear, teacher. That means if I see that the top of a fraction is more than its bottom, I can tell for sure that the fraction is more than 1, right? Because it is more than 1 full thing.
Bang on. It is definitely more than 1. It can be even more than 2, 3, or any other whole number for that matter. Take, for example, 7 by 3. Here, 3 tells us that the full thing is divided into 3 pieces. To get to 7 pieces, you have to take all 3 pieces of the first thing, then all 3 pieces of the second thing, and then 1 more piece from the third thing. That means you are taking more than 2 full things. You can also write this fraction as 2 and 1/3.
This is clear to me now.
Okay, time for some math terminologies now. When a fraction's numerator, or top, is less than its denominator, or bottom, it is called a proper fraction. As you can understand, proper fractions are always less than 1. And when the top is more than its bottom, the fraction is called an improper fraction. This is always greater than 1. Improper fractions can also be written into this format, where you take out the whole number part and write it separately. Like we saw earlier, how 7 by 3 is equal to 2 and 1 by 3. Since this format is a mixture of a whole number and a proper fraction, this is called a mixed fraction.
Okay, so the 3 types of fractions are proper, improper, and mixed fractions.
Right. Now can you tell me of these 3 fractions? Which one is what fraction?
The first one is a mixture of whole number and fraction, so it is a mixed fraction. The second one's top is more than its bottom, so it is an improper fraction. And the third one is a proper fraction, since top is less than the bottom.
Well done. We will discuss more about conversions of these fractions in our next video.
If you like the video, please press like and subscribe buttons below and share it with friends. Let us know in comments what topics you would like us to cover.